She declared, "If you don't get me that $8,000 purse, we're over." In front of her friends at the mall, I replied, "Then we're over," and walked off. 2 hours later, mall security called because she'd tried using my emergency credit card. I reported it as fraud. The police report shifted her attitude quickly. I, a 29-year-old man, had been dating Sophia, 26, for 2 years. In hindsight, the red flags were a full-blown spectacle, but I was blind to them, thinking it was love. This happened last Saturday. Sophia wanted to shop with her friends, Lauren and Emma. That was fine. I needed a new suit for a work event anyway. We agreed to shop separately at the mall and meet for lunch. I was done at the suit store in 20 minutes. Sophia texted that they were at Saks, so I headed there, spotting them in the designer handbag section. I could tell something was brewing. Sophia had that look, the one where she's already decided she wants something and is plotting how to get it. "Babe, perfect timing," she said, pulling me to a display. "Check out this Saint Laurent bag. Isn't it gorgeous?" I glanced at the price, $8,200. "It's nice," I said, already stepping back. "Nice?" "It's perfect," she countered. "Lauren says it'd match that skirt I got last month." Lauren nodded eagerly. "It's an investment piece. These hold value over time. They don't, but whatever." "Sophia, that's $8,000 for a purse." "So?" "You're doing well. You just got that raise." "Yeah, to lead analyst, not president. That's 2 months' rent." Here's where it escalated. She turned to me, hands on hips, and in front of her friends, the salesperson and a handful of shoppers said, "If you don't buy me this purse, we're done." I'm not kidding. A real man would want to make his woman happy. Lauren and Emma nodded, smirking. Emma chimed in, "My boyfriend got me a Gucci last month just because it was a random Wednesday." I looked at Sophia, really looked at her. 2 years together, and she'd ended over a purse? "Then we're done." I turned and walked away. The silence behind me was heavy. Then I heard Lauren gasp and Sophia yell, "Are you for real right now?" I kept going, drove home, and started packing her stuff. We didn't live together, thankfully, but she had half her closet at my place. 2 hours later, my phone rang. Mall security. "Sir, we have a woman claiming to be your girlfriend. She tried to make a purchase that was declined and says there's an issue with your credit card. My emergency credit card, kept for actual crises, hidden in my home office. That's credit card fraud. I didn't authorize any purchase." "Are you sure?" She says, "We broke up 2 hours ago in your store. Check the cameras. She has no permission to use my card." Long pause. "We'll need to call the police." "Please do." Update 1. Wow. Didn't expect this to explode. Here's what happened next. The police arrived at Saks. Sophia tried to spin it as a minor argument, claiming I was overreacting. The officers weren't convinced, especially since, 1. Security footage showed our confrontation and me leaving. 2. She couldn't explain how she got my emergency card. 3. She'd already signed for the purchase. Attempted fraud over $5,000 is a felony here. They called me while she was still there. I explained the card was in a locked desk drawer, and she must have taken it without permission during a prior visit. That changed the game. They arrested her. Arrested. Emma tried to record it for social media and had her phone seized as evidence after saying on video, "Soph's getting that purse one way or another," before the arrest. But Sophia's entitlement went wild. Her mom called me at 11 p.m., not to apologize, but to berate me for humiliating her daughter and ruining her image. Apparently, Sophia called from jail, sobbing that I framed her. "Your daughter tried to steal $8,000 from me. She's your girlfriend. You share everything. Was my girlfriend. And no, we don't share credit cards she steals from my house. Drop these charges or I'll sue you for emotional distress." I laughed and hung up. Then Sophia's dad called, with a different vibe. "Man to man, she messed up. You know how women are with shopping. Can't you let this slide? I'll cover the cost. Your daughter committed felony fraud." That's not a shopping spree, it's a crime. You want to ruin her life over a purse? She ruined her life over a purse. I'm just not her victim. The best part? Lauren and Emma started a social media campaign, #FreeSophieStyle. Sophie's her online alias. They posted that I was financially abusive, claimed I promised her the purse, then set her up, said I planted the card to trap her, and that I was intimidated by a successful woman. Sophia works part-time at a fitness studio, not sure what success they mean. My friend Ryan saw the posts and sent screenshots. He dug deeper. Lauren has 2 shoplifting arrests. Emma has 3 credit cards in collections. They run an Instagram called #LuxOnALoan, bragging about securing luxury goods. A post from 3 weeks ago. When your man won't pay up, dip into his wallet. I sent it all to the prosecutor. Update 2. Sophia got out on bail. Her parents paid. Her first move? Showing up at my apartment at 2 a.m. with an apology. I have a video doorbell, so I didn't answer, just watched her cycle through emotions on my doorstep. Denial. Babe, I know you're there. This is a misunderstanding anger. You're really going to ruin my life over nothing? You're so pathetic. Bargaining. If you drop the charges, I'll do anything. We can fix this. I'll sign something saying I won't ask for pricey gifts. Depression. Ugly crying. I can't have a criminal record. Do you know what this'll do to me? Acceptance? Nope, back to anger, kicking my door. My neighbor, Mr. Thompson, came out and told her to leave, or he'd call the cops. She screamed that I was probably sleeping with his sister. Mr. Thompson is 73, and his sister lives in another state. She stormed off. By morning, I had 89 messages, not from Sophia, she was blocked, but from her friends, cousins, and random fitness studio people, calling me toxic and accusing me of destroying a radiant soul. One message stood out, from her ex, Lucas. Just saw what happened. She did the same to me 2 years ago, but with a car loan in my name for a BMW. I was too ashamed to press charges. Don't make my mistake, she'll keep doing this. I called Lucas. We talked for an hour. Sophia's pattern: 1. Date men with steady jobs. 2. Escalate gift demands. 3. Steal if refused. 4. Play victim when caught. 5. Get parents to bail her out. 6. Repeat. Lucas gave me his lawyer's contact and offered to testify about her behavior if needed. Then I checked the emergency card statements. She'd been using it for months. Small charges I hadn't noticed. $50 here, $100 there, always under the alert threshold. Total, $3,800. She'd been stealing the whole time. I sent it to the prosecutor. The charge was upgraded. Then Lauren made a mistake. She posted a video from inside my apartment, 3 months old, of her and Sophia rummaging through my office. Caption: LOL helping Soph find her man's secret stash. Girls who hustle. You can see Sophia photographing my credit cards. That went to the prosecutor too. Update 3. The prosecutor offered Sophia a plea. Plead guilty to 1 fraud count, pay restitution, get probation, and community service. Her lawyer urged her to take it. She refused, demanding a trial, convinced a jury would see love makes you do crazy things, and that I was the villain. But more came out during trial prep. Emma cracked under police scrutiny, showed up at the station with her lawyer, and spilled everything. The #LuxOnALoan Instagram, a manual. They were teaching women how to target marks, men with good jobs and low confidence, access their financial info, make authorized purchases, and gaslight when caught. They had a 47-member private chat, purse princesses, sharing tips and wins. Sophia was the ringleader. Chat highlights Emma provided. Just got Mark to think $5,000 for my birthday is standard. He apologized for questioning it. Pro tip: snap pics of his cards while he's asleep. He'll never know. If they threaten to leave over money, they don't love you anyway. The prosecutor was thrilled. This wasn't just fraud. It was organized crime. Sophia's biggest error? She went on a podcast, Royalty refuses to fold, thinking she'd tell her side. Instead, she admitted taking the card. He left it where I could find it. That's basically consent. Admitted prior purchases. I was testing if he really cared. Claimed I was financially abusive for not buying designer items despite her emotional investment. Said she was a patriarchy victim. The host looked uneasy and cut the interview short, later sending me the raw audio where Sophia, thinking the mics were off, said, "I should have taken more when I had the chance." He owes me for 2 years. Trial prep was chaos. Sophia's case was crumbling. Lauren got arrested after trying the same stunt with her ex, who'd seen my posts and froze his cards, filing a police report when she broke up with him over jewelry. She was caught stealing his spare debit card on camera. With Lauren facing charges and Emma cooperating, Sophia was alone. Did she rethink? Nope. She started a TikTok series, Dating While Targeted, spinning herself as a victim of toxic masculinity and financial abuse. Comments weren't kind. "Girl, you stole his card. That's a crime, not a dating hack." This is why I don't trust anyone. Posting evidence against yourself before trial is wild. The prosecutor added the TikToks to the evidence. Sophia's parents tried one last push. Her dad offered $50,000 to drop it all. That doesn't cover the hit to my reputation. What do you want? For her to face consequences for once. He hung up. Her mom showed up at my office, security calling me to the lobby. Dressed head to toe in designer, fake tears streaming. "Please," she said loudly, "I'm begging you." "She's our only child. This will destroy her. Ma'am, this is my workplace. Leave, not until you drop these absurd charges." She loved my credit score. That flipped a switch. She went from crocodile tears to fury. "You were lucky to have her. So many men wanted her. Real men who wouldn't cry over a little shopping." Security escorted her out as she yelled, "You'll regret this." We know people. Their people was her cousin, a divorce lawyer, who sent a cease and desist for harassment. My lawyer laughed until he teared up. Update 5. Sophia's lawyer bailed, quit outright after learning she'd lied to him and discovering the podcast and TikToks. She got a public defender, who took one look at the evidence and pushed for any plea deal. But Sophia had a new plan. She fired the PD and chose to represent herself, thinking a few Suits episodes made her ready. Her first court motion? Dismissed charges because the defendant and plaintiff were in a romantic relationship, which under common law implies a shared financial arrangement, where assets are accessible for the relationship's emotional balance. The judge's response: motion denied. That's not what common law means. Meanwhile, the Purse Princess's chat leaked. Emma, likely saving herself, sent it to a gossip YouTube channel. It went viral. 2 million views in 3 days. Men nationwide messaged me, sharing similar scam stories. One from Seattle lost $30,000 in 6 months. Another from Tampa had his identity stolen. A class action lawsuit formed against the Purse Princesses, with Sophia as the lead defendant. The day before trial, she tried to flee to Canada, caught speeding with $40,000 cash in her trunk and a one-way ticket on her phone. The cop saw her court date, and she was arrested for attempting to flee prosecution. No bail this time. Final update. The trial was unreal. Sophia appeared in a green jail jumpsuit but somehow had full makeup. She'd filed a handwritten motion to wear civilian clothes because green isn't my color. Denied. She insisted on representing herself despite all advice. Her opening statement was wild. She claimed she was a prisoner of passion and that I'd manipulated her into financial dependence through overzealous generosity early on. The prosecutor asked her to define overzealous generosity. He bought me things without me asking, setting expectations. What things? Birthday gifts, anniversary dinners, flowers, normal stuff, but excessive. The prosecutor showed the jury the card statements, every unauthorized purchase highlighted. Sophia objected, saying the evidence was biased. The judge had to look away to stay composed. During my testimony, her cross-examination was unhinged. Isn't it true you never loved me? Objection? Relevance? Sustained. Isn't it true you earned more than me? Yes. So you admit you had financial control over me? What? Isn't it true you said you'd buy me anything? When you had the flu and I offered to get anything from the pharmacy, yes. Aha. So you lied. The judge intervened. Ms. Larson, any questions relevant to the charges? This is all relevant. He created a toxic financial environment. That's not a thing. Lucas testified about her pattern, joined by 3 other exes via video, each sharing the same story: escalating demands, theft when refused, victim playing when caught. Emma's testimony was devastating. She brought receipts, showing the Purse Princess's required monthly earnings reports of what members extracted from boyfriends. Sophia's reports showed $50,000 taken from men over 3 years, not counting failed attempts like mine. Sophia's closing argument was her crying, claiming a conspiracy because I was intimidated by strong women and urging the jury to follow their hearts, not the law. The prosecutor's closing pointed at the evidence table and said, "She did it. We have proof. Done." The jury took 37 minutes, guilty on all counts. At sentencing, her parents hired a new lawyer to plead for leniency, citing Sophia's challenging upper-middle-class upbringing, undiagnosed mental health issues, and rehabilitation potential. No remorse shown. The judge wasn't moved, calling it a clear-cut fraud case, worsened by her flight attempt and lack of accountability. Sentence: 18 months in prison, 3 years probation, full restitution to all victims, 500 hours of community service at a financial education nonprofit. Sophia screamed, "This is because I'm attractive, isn't it?" "You hate attractive women." Her mom collapsed. Her dad lunged at me but was stopped by security. Lauren, in the gallery, tried a Free Sophie chant. Solo. Where are they now? Sophia's serving her sentence, reportedly trying to start a wealth mindset program for inmates. It's failing. Her parents filed for bankruptcy after the class action judgments. Her mom runs a blog about coping with your child's incarceration with 4 bot readers. Lauren pled guilty to her fraud charges, got probation, but violated it in a month by stealing from a Ulta, now serving 6 months. Emma got immunity for testifying, moved in with her parents, and works at a retail store. The Purse Princesses? 23 members charged with various frauds. Their Instagram was used in multiple cases, dubbed the dumbest criminal conspiracy by local news. Lucas and other victims formed a support group. We meet monthly for drinks, swapping dating horror stories. Lucas is engaged to a librarian who, he says, thinks a designer bag is a reusable tote from Trader Joe's. I'm doing great. Therapy helped me see the red flags I ignored. I'm dating Mia, a financial planner who insisted on splitting our first date's bill. When I got her flowers last week, she nearly teared up with joy. It's refreshing to date someone who values gestures, not demands them. The emergency card? Canceled, replaced, now in a safe. Last week, Sophia sent a letter via her lawyer, apologizing and hoping we could start fresh post-release because she's grown so much. I replied with one word, no. Her lawyer called, saying, "Smart move." Off the record, she asked if you were single in the same call. To those asking if I regret pressing charges, not at all. She's where she belongs. She stole thousands in small charges and tried for $8,000 more. That was her business model. No regrets. People show you who they are. Believe them. When they commit felony fraud, press charges. Thanks for following this wild ride. I'm off to enjoy my life with someone who thinks a great date is trying the new ramen spot and gets thrilled over a $15 bouquet. Edit. Yes, I have the doorbell footage of her meltdown. No, I won't share it. But yes, it's as epic as you'd think. Edit 2. The royalty refuses to fold podcast episode was pulled after legal threats, but it's circulating on gossip channels. Her lawyer reportedly wept when he learned it existed. Edit 3. Red flags I missed? The biggest was when she called her ex controlling for expecting her to chip in for dates. Should have bolted then.